right? And then the neoclassical outside of it, you know, which exerts solidity, right? And the classical columns on the outside of it make it look as though it's timeless and that it should be there forever. Looks like it stretches back into antiquity, but also because it's a timeless architecture, it never goes out of date, so that it looks as though it's kind of a solid institutional identity, and that people will want to be a member of the fraternity because that they have that identity of solidity in the building. Yeah.
Since March, we still have been sending out our summons every month as we would regularly, with a bit of Masonic education, a message from me to, basically say, stay safe and stay the course and that kind of thing. A bit of a edifying rah-rah thing, but we want to keep our spirits up, we want to keep the membership happy, and we want to give some hope, obviously, for the future. So
Well, I guess if obviously, first of all, if you were looking through, you see what kind of people are joining us, what social economic group is joining. Are they similar age? Are they similar occupational or maybe income levels? So you can certainly get that from that kind of membership list. That information is being kept, so you can kind of, as a historian, look through and say, oh, maybe workmen join this club, and then you can say, okay, well, what attracted them to this particular club or something like that. I mean, the Great Western Lodge, that was obvious because that was part of the railroad, so you're a railway employee.
The problem is the fact that we're so motivated to use those worldviews often to deny mortality rather than come to terms. So for example, like, just look at our culture, everything is about staying as young as possible, looking young. Like, there's, especially, I guess, Western culture, there's just this real ageism, for example. And just the fact that, again, as Becker calls them, immortality projects, the goal is to make a name for yourself and live on, and not have to feel like, not have to just accept impermanence in some ways. We're really motivated to just hold on to that. And so that can be a problem because, and again, I guess it's not even necessarily the problem that we want to create something that lasts. The problem is that if we're so motivated to deny the impermanence and mortality and not come to terms with it in any way, then that can often create us being kind of so desperate to ease that anxiety or not deal with it at all, that anytime that something kind of does challenge that, we're just so defensive because we haven't developed the skills to just cope with the fact of impermanence at all. It's
swallow. And it took me probably after a year after my second deployment to really kind of come to terms with it, and not by choice. It had to be done forcefully by a mentor of mine who pretty much told me to shut the fuck up and that I needed to stop acting the way I was acting, because I was kind of acting out of turn. I was acting wrong. I had an attitude problem. I started to not give a shit about my job. I just wanted to get out of the Army. I had a bad taste in my mouth. And I don't know, I don't know why I was acting the way I did. And he very bluntly pretty much told me that there are men that are greater soldiers than him and I that had earned those awards, those same awards. And a lot of them didn't make it home. A lot of them died for those awards. And so every time I bitch about those awards, essentially all I'm doing is shitting on them and their graves and those awards that they earned. And I needed to do a better job at being just I don't know, I guess just an ambassador, a liaison, somebody who can protect those awards with honor and